Let us continue our discussion of the hollowing. Where does it come from, and how does it operate? The hollowing is a byproduct of the evolution of civilization. Now, civilization in and of itself should not be condemned as a concept. Civilization has allowed us to achieve many great things. But civilization, just like humans, just like anything humans create, has just as much potential to harm as it does to benefit. And it's all a matter of how it's used. Civilization allows for people to focus their responsibilities more, so that an individual doesn't have multitudes of responsibilities more so than they can practically keep up with. Civilization lightens the burden on everyone who partakes in it, in theory. However, the unfortunate initial byproduct is that when we don't interact with our environment on a daily basis, directly, we lose our sense of awareness of our connection to our environment, to nature itself. Now, a basic law of nature is that all life forms exist in a relationship with their ecosystem. So, the truth is, we can never actually be disconnected. That's an illusion that many people are under, that we are disconnected from nature. Being disconnected from nature is impossible. What is possible is for us to lose our awareness of that connection. And losing our awareness seems to produce this overwhelming feeling of emptiness. And for some strange reason, our first inclination is to fill this emptiness with material things. Well, material things are more often than not superficial in nature. And when we try to fill the inner emptiness with something superficial, it may make it go away for a little while. It may, more so, it makes our awareness of the emptiness go away. But in the long run, it just makes the emptiness bigger. So we acquire more superficial things to try to fill that void. And before you know it, a self-perpetuating downward spiral begins to circulate, always making that emptiness bigger, always taking in material things that just make our lives more and more superficial. Well, the problem with taking in all these material things is these material things have to come from somewhere. And what begins happening to the civilization as a whole as in response to these individuals trying to cope with emptiness, we start using up natural resources. We go from having a symbiotic relationship with our environment to a parasitic one, where we just start to empty our environment just as we have emptied ourselves. There is a way to stop the downward spiral. It starts with building an awareness of your relationship with the natural world, your relationship with your immediate environment. And it also begins with adopting a sense of gratitude for what you have. These may sound like very simple things, but in order to combat the hollowing, in order to put our own affairs right internally, we have to start with simple things. Think of someone who's been overweight and unhealthy for quite some time, trying to eat right and exercise. Well, they can't just wake up in the morning and go out and run a marathon. They have to build up to that. And there are more powerful, even more complex methods of overcoming the hollowing and defeating its influence in our life, but we have to start simple. Like the age-old saying, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Consider these things step one: an awareness of your relationship with the natural world around you. And expressing a sense of gratitude for what you have and what sustains you. The simplest ways to begin this is simply by sitting outside for a little while every day. Get to know your backyard, get to know the trees around your apartment complex, whatever your living condition is. Just watch, just observe. And as far as gratitude goes, you can begin with simple things like being grateful for the food you're about to eat anytime you eat a meal. Think of it as saying a blessing if that's the way you believe you should express it, but if that's not what you feel inspired to do, start by simply thanking the food itself. That food came from somewhere. Whether it came from a garden or a slaughtered animal, be mindful of where your food came from. And even if it's just simply under your breath, you say thank you. A little bit of gratitude goes a long way. If you want to take it a step further, when you wake up every morning, be thankful for the sunrise. Say it. I am grateful that the sun rose this day, and I am grateful for this day. Even if you have a job you hate and despise going to, every day is an opportunity for you to do something productive in life. Try expressing a little bit of gratitude for that. When I first brought this up, I guarantee you said, that's so simple, how could that work? But I guarantee you by now, you're seeing that these ideas have much deeper implications. And some of them will be hard. But just remember, you have to start somewhere. Until we speak again, may the balance of the order of the universe be with you, bless you, and guide you.